works this time. Let's see here, go to live chat. All right. So, yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit for some people to filter in here. Hopefully I fixed the problem. You guys probably don't even know about that because I messed with some settings on YouTube Studio, and last night's live didn't go live. So here we go, trying again. Got empty Homestead, their coffee cup here, so there we go. Now we got one person in here. That means I fixed the problem. I tried to go live last night and I was on for I don't know, 6-7 minutes or so, and nobody popped in. And so yeah, hey Coffee Angel Crafts, what's up? Tracy Jordan, good morning. Yeah guys, last night I tried to do my 7 p.m. live, and because Margie Pedmore, or M Pedmore, she kept getting blocked from the channel, and a few other people got blocked during my giveaway last Friday. And so I was in the settings and stuff in YouTube trying to figure out why in the world these people were getting blocked after just a few comments. And I believe it's most likely for typing in all caps. I've seen in a lot of my stuff where like some people were typing in some caps and some lowercase, and they weren't having issues. So yeah, holy smokes, we got a lot of people pouring in here. We got Coffee Angel Crafts, Tracy Jordan, M&C Family Homestead. What's up, Al? Let's see here. What is she up to now? Hey. Yeah, if you guys type in all caps, you might get booted because I cannot figure out what in the world the deal is with all that. Tracy Jordan said, hello everybody, good morning. So I tried doing a live this morning also, and it wasn't live. And so I went in and I told it to go ahead and filter all chat or whatever. And I don't know if that was it, but there was also a setting where it was putting all of my videos or all my uploads into unlisted. So that was most likely it. Good morning, Crazy Ed. What are you up to this morning, bud? Got Half Century Farm in here. Sandy Aschoff. Hope I said your name right. I'm guessing she. I shouldn't assume, but so good to see you. You are an amazing crafter. What is she up to now? Said hi, Half. What's that mean? Oh, I guess you're saying hi to Half Century Farm. All right. I'm a little slow this morning. Just starting my coffee. All good from the naders last night. Yeah, we were under tornado watch until 11 o'clock last night. But at 7 p.m., the storms had already passed here. And I was out here in the bus trying to do a live and nobody showed up. You know how crazy that is? Like when you're just staring at the screen and you're like 6 minutes in and not even one person shows up, not even your mom. I called her afterward and she said, I never got a notification. So yeah, that was kind of crazy. It's rough when no one shows up to your live. Like, man, people don't like me no more. So this morning that you guys missed on my first live this morning, I was trying out this new to me, little coffee filter thing right here. It's got a fine mesh metal filter in it. So that's pretty handy right there. It just sits on top of your coffee cup. But this one, my Yeti, it falls down inside of it. So I can use this cup as just like a place to put it so it's not dripping everywhere. Well, let's see, what is she up to now? Said, oh Dave, I didn't get noticed on it, sorry. Oh, you didn't get a notice? Yeah, I went in and checked the settings and stuff, and I'm pretty sure I changed two things back around because, okay, Margie Pedmore was getting booted, and she types in all caps, and she doesn't like changing that, and because it's kind of, you know, like the rest of us, we have a hard time reading what we type and stuff, and so she types in all caps, easier for her to see. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. It's easier for me also if you guys type in all caps. But I think there's a setting somewhere in YouTube that is booting people. What is she up to now? Said you have no mods in chat. That's weird. Because I added Margie as a mod. Crazy Ed, you're not a mod either. What the heck? Yeah, this is all messed up. And it's not even letting me click. Okay. What is she up to now? Add moderator. You should be a moderator now. M and C. You should be a moderator. Crazy Ed. There we go. I just want to pick a few here. That's weird. Because I didn't erase anybody on there. I did remove a few people like last week, but I still had mods. Tiny Tim Posey, howdy. What's up, man? I hope I'm kind of scrolling through here, trying to pick some moderators. So I hope I don't miss anybody. Oh, what is she up to now? Said I had to. Yeah, I wouldn't have probably noticed. All right, so now we got some mods. Al, go ahead and type another message in there. Let's make sure you're blue. And if you don't feel like moderating, I know it's work. Don't feel like you have to. But if you see some nasty comment or something in there that I haven't caught, feel free to block that person if it's a really bad comment. Or any, like the F-bomb, stuff like that. We're not going to allow that sort of thing on my channel. So if it's not, moderately family friendly, if it's just a cuss word or something like that, you can probably just hide the comment. If it's a nasty comment, like someone just saying some hateful crap, I have no tolerance for that, so feel free to block them. Hey, there you are, M&C. Sustainable Path Homestead, good morning. Let's make sure we ain't missing anybody. Yeah, you stripped me of my wrench. I guess YouTube did it. I don't know what the heck. Because I got my laptop right behind me here. I don't know. Let me get the camera over here a little bit so I can see my laptop screen. I'll pull it up and it should show my moderators. Where's it at? I think we go into settings. Is it under community? Yeah, okay. Let me turn you guys around here. I can't really see what you can see, but you should be able to see right here. There's moderators, and see M. Pedmar, I just added her. Yeah. And I don't even see in there. Weird. Technology is not my strong point. I'm more mechanical. Here I am trying to use the mouse to scroll through comments on my phone. What is she up to now? No attacking the owner. Use manners. We will gladly remove links of bad places to things, to some trolls. Yep. Yeah, we definitely don't want those weird, like, links and stuff in here. I never knew what those were. I was getting them on my regular comments on just regular videos. And one day I was nervous because I've had people tell me, if you click on that they could track your phone and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't really believe that. And honestly, I really don't care if they do track my phone or something. But so I was like, heck with it, I'm going to click on it and see what it was. Well, it went to some XXX site, and I was like, oh, okay. So then I just started deleting those. And I thought I had YouTube set up to where it would just block that stuff. And so now it is set up to where it's supposed to block those links, but I've gotten those every now and then. But yeah, in my video where I went and picked up the bus, there was a little bit of a red flag when I got in the bus. We had popped the hood first and we were kind of looking things over. And I was like, man, the motor's already warm. They've already had this thing running. When you go to a dealership or something and you're looking at anything, right? You don't want them to have already started that vehicle and warmed it up and everything. I know they do that. They're like, they're doing it usually they're doing it just to make sure everything starts and everything goes smooth when you show up. So they already knew I was on my way to come look at it. They had went out, they had started it up, warmed it up, and when I got in the bus, when I walked into the bus, I see a can of starting fluid sitting right there. And this bus only has like 134,000 miles on it, which is really low mileage for a diesel engine. And I was like, that's kind of a red flag. I'm not too concerned about it. So I was just thinking that's a little bit of a red flag. We started up, didn't hear any major issues or anything like that. But then again, it was a red flag a little bit. So every morning that I've tried to start the bus, it doesn't want to start. I have to use the starting fluid, and basically I'm 99% sure the problem is we're losing prime on the fuel system. And I don't know much about this motor. I just know that the 444E is the 7.3 liter Power Stroke diesel made by Navistar. It's the same thing as the Ford motor. M&C said, what motor does it have, 444 or 466? It's the 444E. But basically, looking at it, I think the problem is there's two things that it's most likely is, and it's not an expensive fix as far as I can tell. I've looked up a lot of videos on this, and I'm just hoping that if I spend this money to get these parts and switch it out, that it actually fixes it, because I don't have a bunch of money to spend on this thing. What is she up to now? Said, did you check the air filter? That I can see the air filter when I put starting fluid in it, but that's not it. Anyways, it could be the fuel filter one. Some people have said. I don't think so, because there's not a check valve in the fuel filter that keeps it from losing prime. There's a fuel pressure regulator spring that you have to replace every so often, because they do kind of get wore out and your fuel pressure drops, and that is on the fuel bowl. This one on the 444E is a little different than the normal fuel bowl that's on the 7.3 Ford. They look very similar, but things are a tiny bit different. So I need to get that spring, the whole little kit thing for that, but I got to figure out which one exactly it is. And I think it's only like $20-something or so for that. And there's also a leak on the water separator drain valve. So that right there, basically, I just have to get an O-ring kit for that, put that in, and hopefully that fixes it to where when I come out, I can just turn the key on, let the glow plugs or whatever warm up, and then fire it up. M&C said it's probably the glow plug relay. I don't know. I think because I can start it with starting fluid. It's like it's just losing prime. I don't know. Souza Holmes said, Dave, is that top speed 65 school bus? Yeah, it's top speed set at about 63, I think, actually. On flat ground, it'll run about 63 mile an hour. I was checking it on the way home with an app on my phone. It was running about 63. Going downhill, we'd hit about 65 or so. But I can fix that. I can actually take it in to somebody. Eventually, we'll probably do some mods on it. We'll probably put bigger injectors on it. We'll probably get the turbo ported because the turbo on these can put out way more pressure than what the engine needs. But what I'm told is there's a small orifice in there where that air is being pushed through that it won't allow but just so much through there. So I need to up the fuel pressure. I can send the ECM in and get the injector voltage brought up. That's what one guy told me to do, and get bigger injectors put in it. What else was there? Get the turbo ported. I guess that's what you call it, is getting it ported. Basically, they go in and they machine some slots around in it to allow more air through, and that gives you higher air pressure and better fuel economy, which will be probably needed. If I start, I would like to, when I get this thing done, I would love to go out to Eugene, Oregon and meet Isaac out there at A Bus Life Story. And a matter of fact, I wanted to give them a shout out in my live this morning because it was one of their followers over there. Actually, I had left a comment in one of his last videos and was telling him about this problem and seeing if his diesel mechanic might, throw me a hint as to where to start. I'm used to the Cummins N14 that was in my semi truck. I knew that engine inside and out. I'd actually pretty much rebuilt the upper end of that motor once. And then the other motor blew up and I had to switch it out, put another motor in it. I ran the overhead, basically the timing on the overhead on it myself. I replaced fuel pumps, all kinds of stuff I'd done to that motor. And there's a check valve on that one. I know where that is, that keeps it from losing prime. I don't know where it's at on this motor. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. We got 26 people in here and 14 thumbs up. What is she up to now? Said, okay, Al, this is all yours now. Dr. Al to help you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure we've got it narrowed down. I think what is she up to now is a mechanic, right? Weren't you telling me before that you were a mechanic for years? LOL, I used to buy merch too. We got Don Lee's in here. What's up, Don Lee? Man, I tell you what, last night was terrible. Was doing my 7 p.m. Friday Night Live. And I was like, man, I'm pretty sure I told everyone I was going to go live Friday night, like every night at, every Friday at 7 p.m. And nobody showed up. I was sitting here for a good six or 7 minutes, I think. And absolutely nobody popped in or anything. I was like, oh man, that was a major downer. If you guys ever had that happen, you know exactly what I mean. I'm like, man, not even my mom will show up. There's nothing more frustrating than going out to your school bus and hitting the key and it won't start. That may be why they sold it. No, they sold it because the school districts sell their buses every 10 years. And they don't keep anything over 10 years old. That's why they sold it. The dealership that I bought the bus from, that's what they do. They go around, they buy the buses in auction from school districts. They maybe paid $1,500, maybe $2,500 for this bus. Then they sell it, say for $4,000 or $5,000. They wanted $5,200 for this bus, and I talked them down to $4,000, which wasn't a bad deal. There was another bus that I was interested in. It was an all-American, like I think a 40-foot flat nose, and it had, I think it was I can't remember. It was a Cummins 24 valve, a newer, and it was a 2002. It was a pretty stinking nice bus, but somebody bought it up before I could get it. It was pretty far away. It was up in Kansas, and it was the right price and everything, but someone already got it. Tracy Jordan said, I'm sorry I missed your live. I got busy and forgot what day of the week. That's what my mom said too. But the thing is, it wasn't live. So it wasn't your guys' fault. It was my fault. I went in and I was messing with some settings and stuff, goofed everything up to where, like, even this morning, I tried to go live and no one came in. And I said, okay, something is wrong with the settings. I got to figure this out. So I went in, I changed a couple of settings, and apparently I lost moderators too, all of them. So I'm trying to also grab some moderators here. Um, let's see. Just kind of picking some people that's I've seen in my lives pretty often, and people I know and trust. So I'm not saying I don't know and trust all y'all, but I mean, there's some of you's been around for a while. You're OGs, so. What is she up to now? So I never mess with settings on YouTube, Dave. Helpful hint. Well, all right. So Margie, M. Pedmar, and Kelly from Roost and Rescue, both of them during my last week's live, the giveaway, both of them got booted for some reason, and they had contacted me like, "Hey, why'd you boot me?" I mean, well, Kelly, she didn't say why'd you boot me. Margie had taken screenshots where it said that the owner of the channel, whatever, had blocked her or whatever, and she had emailed that to me, and I was like, man, I hadn't blocked anybody. So, and then the deal with Kelly, I thought maybe there was some nefarious stuff going on there. Some people maybe, self-serving or whatever. So I did get rid of some moderators on that deal. But it turns out, I think it's just YouTube. If you type in all caps, it boots you. Judy Plaster, California keeps their buses more than 10 years. Some of the ones that the school district I did work for are 22, 23 years old that I know of, but California has stricter laws on maintenance of buses. That's weird. I know in the Midwest, all the school districts have to get rid of their buses. They can't keep anything in operation more than 10 years. And I mean, they do keep pretty good maintenance on them. That's why I wanted this bus, because it came straight from a school district. It was not owned by anyone else other than the dealer. And, that all showed on the title where the dealer transfers took place on the title. I still have that. So also there's a security camera in here, a silent witness, and it had the SD card in it, and it has the dates and times when the bus was operated and everything, and you can actually see it wasn't that long ago that this bus was actually in operation. So that was kind of neat. It's very boring to sit there and try to skim through that, and like you just see like the bus moving down the road and kids getting off the bus and whatnot. YouTube, your issues, you may get some pointers. Yeah. Yeah, I did YouTube the issues with the engine, and that really wasn't that helpful. There's a few videos out there that people just kind of in general, they say, okay, this is all the kind of known issues with the 7.3 Power Stroke. It's the same motor as the Ford Power Stroke. Some of the stuff on the outside of it and everything's a little different. It doesn't probably put out all the horsepower that the Ford 7.3 puts out. Dave was pretending he was on the school bus as a kid again. The crazy thing is, I never liked riding on the school bus. Most of the time when I was younger, I walked to school. I didn't like riding on the bus because we had a crazy bus driver that liked to curb the tires all the time, and you bouncing around in that thing. And now I want a school bus. That's the crazy part. That I want a school bus, not just to like ride around in, but to me, the school bus represents, my first major step towards financial freedom, and just getting away from that mortgage that I have to pay every month. That will be so nice. And if I move this thing to a campground or something and hook up into shore power and everything, is pretty much like a motorhome once I get it built out. and the rent at, well, there's a, it's not a trailer park, but an RV park not far from here. And I think it's maybe $150 a month to rent out there. There's a few other places not too far from here. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of them down I-49, not too far from me here. And I don't think they're too expensive, but let's see here. Did you walk 40 miles in snow as high as a phone poles too? No, I didn't. I lived a few years down in Arkansas, and it doesn't snow a whole lot down there, but it does get pretty darn cold. There was a little creek crossing that I had to go through, so there was a lot of times I got to school and I was soaked up to my knees, freezing cold. That was in Cave City, Arkansas, but I only lived maybe, I want to say it's 3 or 4 blocks from the school. Barefoot? No, I wasn't barefoot. I came in several times into class and just my shoes just sloshing full of water and just completely miserable. And it was because I didn't want to walk a couple miles. I guess, no, it'd be about a mile. I'd have to go down several blocks one direction to the stop sign and then follow this road up to the school. It was a major deal, and we had this little creek, and then if I just went straight across that creek, I was right there at the school, and so I just walk right straight through it. Me and several other kids would. We factor in that maybe type of weather you have in the Midwest. When I was younger, we did have quite a bit of snow when I lived over in Oklahoma. I remember getting upwards of 16 to 18 inches of snow. I don't know what it actually was, but it was deep enough that it would, at times it'd be up to my knees or more. Let's see. M&C says we rented before going off grid, and it was $450 a month plus power. Oh wow, dadgum. Yeah, I've not seen it that high. The place down the road here, I believe it's $150 a month lot rent plus you pay your power. And then there's another one. I don't know exactly how much it is a month. I know back when they first started up under a different owner, it was $150 a month and the power was included. Unless you used a certain amount, then you paid even more or something like that. Plus trash was included and everything. It's, I don't know, the cost of living here is not too high. So what is she up to now? Said, I'm glad to see you avoided the twisters that hit last night. Yeah. I seen that there was a lot of destruction and stuff over in like Kentucky. And Tim from Ridge Life, he posted a picture on Facebook of one of the tornadoes that wasn't too far from him. I guess a neighbor or somebody took a picture of it. But luckily it missed him. Unfortunately, other people got hit. So yeah, prayers for everybody who was affected by that. Only grandpas say dadgummit. Dadgummit, I'm not a grandpa yet, but I tell you what, if my kids keep on the way they're doing, it won't be long. Tim, you was looking for Dave and he went through the creek. Tim Shizminski. Let's see. That's what I missed. It was bad when I walked to school. I would always lose direction. I did skip school a few times, but I never had that excuse. What is she up to now? I'm guessing you mean Arkansas, but AK, I believe, is actually Alaska. You said, yes, there was a twister that went from, let's say, Arkansas, clear up to Kentucky. I think it was 200 miles. 200 miles? Wow. 29 other twisters that hit too. Wow. I've never seen a tornado track 200 miles. Maybe it was just a 200-mile track of tornadoes. Surely not the same tornado. Usually they fizzle out or they go up and back down again. Tracy Jordan said, I lived in Cotter, Arkansas for, I don't know if that's Cotter or Cooter. I think I've heard of Cooter, Arkansas before, but for a short while, I love the area. So pretty. Yeah. I lived in Cave City. I lived in Batesville for a year or two. And I lived in Cave City for a couple years, I think. And then we moved back to Miami, Oklahoma. All right. Sousa Holmes said, Dave, are you going to go live again every week? Well, last night I was actually considering not doing a live ever again on Friday night because I was like, man, we had Backwoods Mindset was live. They went live at 7 o'clock. And they had Great Mountain Farm on. They had, let's see, dadgummit, the soap lady. I can't remember her name right offhand. I don't know why. They had her on, so that was a pretty interesting live. And then right after that, we had Country Road Cure on. It's kind of a busy night on Friday. I kind of want to hold on to my 7 p.m. slot since Jason Crocker gave that up. I don't know if Backwoods Mindset's going to keep going live on Friday nights. And that's what I struggle with. I don't want to compete with people that I watch. And I used to watch Backwoods Mindset quite often. Not all the time, not like every video he put out or anything. I didn't always comment, and that was probably the problem. And YouTube took away my subscription, and then basically I wasn't watching him anymore because they weren't giving me notifications. And I forget stuff like that. I don't usually go out and search out a channel or something if YouTube isn't giving me notifications. And somebody, I can't remember, I think it was the Crockers, said that he was going live. Somebody did. And so I went over and checked him out, and I was like, dang, I used to watch this guy all the time, and I wasn't subscribed anymore or nothing. So luckily, now I'm subscribed again. Yes, there you go. What is she up to now? Said Brazos Valley Soaps. See, I don't know why I couldn't remember that. I've got some of their soap that I got from the meetup. It's the the lemongrass eucalyptus foaming sugar scrub. And that stuff, like, you scrub your face with it, super awesome. My wife uses it to shave her legs. I'm like, get out of my soap. Yeah, Tim Shizminski says, never received a bell notification. Yeah, the video never went live. And I deleted that one, but this morning I went live again, and it still didn't work. I'm pretty sure it's in the settings. It messed up. I didn't notice that it was not listing the video. So pretty sure that was it. So yeah, it's on my half. Tiny Tim Posey said last night a friend over in Augusta, Arkansas was in his house when a tornado destroyed it. He didn't get a scratch, thank God. That's awesome. My wife was in the middle of the Joplin tornado at work. She was working at a fast trip that was catty corner from the McDonald's over on Main Street in Joplin. When the tornado hit, I was on the phone with her when it hit until we lost phone service. I was watching the tower cam on KOAM, I think it was, and I seen it, and I called her. I said, hey, there's a tornado headed toward you. The news people didn't even know that it was a tornado yet, but I could see that it was a rain-wrapped tornado. So I called my wife, and I said, take cover now, and she had no idea. The sirens had went off a few minutes before that, and then they quit going off. So people thought, okay, the threat was over. So they started going about their normal routine or whatever, and then the tornado hit. So luckily, I told her to take cover. Her and a customer had went to the bathroom, and they were hugging the toilet. It ripped the roof off. A bunch of the walls came down. Uh, Glass everywhere, blocks, cinder blocks everywhere. And I could hear the water being sucked out of the toilet. Then I heard twisting metal. I heard glass shattering, just total chaos, and then the phone went dead. But yeah. Yeah. Tiny Tim, or what is she up to now? So Tiny Tim, I'm glad he's safe. Yeah, Don Lee said you can't always rely on notifications, they're sporadic. Crazy, I said, with the high winds we had here, I thought my trailer was going to flip over. Daggum. Yeah, you probably need to get that thing tied down. You should, man, I don't know. It's kind of tough with those travel trailers because you can tie the frame down, but 100 and something mile an hour winds could still rip the top of it right off of it. I'd say the best thing you can do, man, that's rough for you. I mean, because anything you do is going to be fairly expensive. Trying to get a concrete shelter out there. I know there's a place, there's an auction not real far from here. I think it's in Knoll, Missouri, or real close to Knoll. And they have an auction out there, and there's the concrete storm shelters that are, maybe they didn't have a very good pour with the concrete, or they leak or something, or they've been repoed or something like that. And you can usually get those pretty cheap, but then you still have to pay to get it hauled out. Usually you can get a septic tank company to bring them out. I mean, that's kind of your best bet, is to get one of those set in the ground. You can say, like, get a 20-foot shipping container, and you can, and that's kind of the hard part, is like, you can put it in the ground, but not all the way in the ground. You want to put it maybe 3 or 4 foot into the ground, and that's it. You don't want to put any rock or dirt on top of it, because it won't hold up to much. I know that from personal experience. Mama V is doing fine. Oh wow, were they hit over there? I've seen a lot of people saying they were good, and I had no idea it was even that bad, because we were under a tornado warning till 11. And when I was out here in the bus last night at 7 o'clock trying to do my live, there was lightning flashes. Like it wasn't hitting the ground, it was just the sky was lighting up all behind me back here and everything. And the storm had pretty much passed here by 7. All it did was rain a little bit here. And then I seen some lightning towards the south also. But it's good to hear that Mama V's doing good. Yeah, I didn't even think it was going to be that bad. Looking at the line of storms, I was like, that's kind of small. Doesn't look like a big deal. But we did have a good bit of wind here. Just, it wasn't like straight line winds or anything. It was just kind of changing direction, whipping around. I was like, well, to me, it didn't seem like we was going to have a tornado here. M&C said we didn't even get any rain. Tracy George said closest to being in a tornado was when I was in Columbia, Missouri about 28 years ago. I seen a tornado go over top of us when I was a kid. Let's see, I was in like middle school in Miami. We had a tornado go right over top of the school. It messed up the roof on the school a little bit. And then let's see here. The other time, I lived in Cave City, Arkansas, and there was one that went over us, and it went several miles away, and then it touched down, that we found out about like the next day. And then, we had the one in Joplin. I lived up by Joplin when that hit. And then we moved down here to Goodman. And that very next year when we moved down here, our elementary, which is about a mile away from where I live right now, it completely wiped out the elementary school. So now we have a brand new elementary school. That had to be scary. Yeah. Oh, Grumpy Grandpa, good morning. What's up, man? Good to see you in here. I almost missed your comment. Um, yeah, I'm glad everyone's fine. Well, I guess not everyone's fine. A lot of people got hit. Crazy. I'm getting rid of this thing as quick as possible. Yeah. If you can swing it, I mean, I would personally. My plan is, I got the bus here. Uh, it's kind of lucky, I guess, that I was able to trade the Mustang for the bus pretty much. I sold the Mustang for $4,000, bought the bus for $4,000. And so I'm going to be building this thing out as I can. The funds are completely depleted right now. So I'm trying to sell things as much as I can, do some woodworking and sell stuff so I can afford to, start getting the flooring done. That's probably going to cost well over $1,000 for that. But so this would be kind of my travel trailer like you have, right? To where I can have a place to live and everything. If we sell the house, I've got the propane stove. I'm thinking about maybe pulling it out, putting a full-size propane stove and oven in here, because it's paid for and it doesn't have to go with the house. So we might end up with that in the bus. I'm not 100% sure if that's what I'm going to do. But we want to get this to where it's livable, kind of like you have that trailer, that little cushion place, somewhere to stay. Then buying a cheap property that's say $4,000 to $6,000 or so, not much of anything, but a place to call home. And then my 20-foot shipping container, I will take that since it's paid for. And I will probably move it with the bus. I'm going to put a trailer hitch on the back of this thing, and I can get the 20-foot shipping container on my Log Arch trailer, and I can move it with the bus. So I'll get it moved out to the said property, get it put in place, and then start building that out. I will build basically kind of lean-tos off to both sides so that we can have bedrooms and stuff off to each side of it, get a wood-burning stove put in, and turn that into our next kind of living space. Is a bit bigger than the bus, and then we'll have the bus to be able to go places and travel around and all that good stuff. And then we'll be living like in the shipping container, which would eventually become like a barn, and that will allow us a little bit more comfortable place to live. And then we can start building our own home, which on that small of a piece of property, I would just have to pay for a load of logs to be brought out and mill them up and go that way. I think I can get a load of logs brought in for roughly $600 to $800, and a truckload of logs is a lot of lumber. $600 to $800 for a truckload. That's basically just a single, 3-axle truck, an old Mack truck with probably 8 to 12 foot logs. Get that hauled in $600 to $800, and it's all going to be like hardwoods, like oak and stuff. But yeah, I could probably get a load of pine for about the same amount. Well, it'd probably be more like $1,200, I think, for a load of pine logs, possibly longer. And they can bring those in, and that'd give me a lot of lumber out of something like that. But it should be enough to build an entire house out of, pretty much. Heather Hopper said, guess we'll be getting potential tornadoes next week. Man, that's crazy. Like, this seems like it should be the off season for tornadoes. And usually when we're in the great solar minimum, where the sun's it's not putting off as many solar flares, things start cooling down. We get more winter weather, colder winters and stuff, and your gardens don't grow as well and all that kind of thing. Usually the weather's not, as far as tornadoes go, it's not usually as bad during that. So it's kind of weird. I mean, we're not getting like F5 tornadoes or anything. We're getting smaller tornadoes. You're going to get those, but it's weird that we're getting them in different areas than what we normally do. But yeah, I mean, if you could get a shipping container, Ed, and get that thing placed partway in the ground or something, so it can't, or not can't, but doesn't easily get flipped over, you're pretty well protected in a shipping container. If a tree falls on it, it's probably not going to crush you. It's going to do a lot of damage if it's a big tree, but yeah. I seen what happens to shipping containers when they get picked up and tossed by an F5. It's not good, and I don't know that if there was someone in there if they would survive, but if you get it a couple feet in the ground, it's probably not going to get picked up. A 20-foot shipping container is a good start for a building. Lila says, "Oh my God, David, I'm so glad you're all right." Thank you, Lila. Yeah, we didn't even get much of anything here. We slept good last night. I had no idea that it was even bad for anybody. Like, I know during like Country Oak Years live and stuff, there were some people talking about it was lightning and stuff, but it did that here for a little bit while I was trying to do my live at 7. It had rained a little bit before that, probably about 6:30, I think. And then about 7, we just like seen flashes of light in the sky. It wasn't nothing terrible here. And the wind was gusting. Anyone here from Auntie Ann? Doesn't she live in Oklahoma? I don't even know if Oklahoma got tornadoes. Yeah, Al said something about the trucker straps, like those 4-inch wide trucker straps. If you can get some of those big concrete blocks that have like a piece of rebar in them, get say 4 of those, 2 on each side, and throw those straps over top of it. That would help kind of hold everything down in probably up to 100-mile-an-hour winds, I'd say. What is Chef 2 now said? Old truckers should have them straps too, Al. I have some of those straps, new and not used. Yeah, I've got some somewhere that I bought and I never even used them. They're still rolled up. But I did use one because being an owner operator, you got to fix your own stuff. And my fuel tank, it's like strap material that goes between the metal strap that holds your tank in place. And I needed to redo that because the old rubber one was coming out. And basically I just took some of that 4-inch wide strap material, cut it off and put that in there. It worked good. Auntie Ann lives in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Yeah, I don't know if they got any tornadoes in Broken Arrow. I didn't hear nothing. Let's see. Paragon Ridge Ranch lives down there not far from Broken Arrow. My coffee's cold now. My wife is taking off to go do an Amazon load today, right now. Make some of those wooden armadillo traps that sell for $250. What? Armadillo traps, $250. I gotta check into that. Yeah, I'm not going with my wife today to do Amazon because she's lucky to even get one load today. There's so many people doing the Amazon loads right now. It is insane. The other day we did 3 loads in one day. It was an all-day ordeal, and the next day there was nothing. So pretty crazy. Things are getting crazy right now. There's just so many people hauling Amazon loads right now. It's nuts. And then there's so many people bringing stuff back because they get those people that don't do it on a regular basis, and they get to a road that's like a dirt road, and they're like, nope, I'm not taking my vehicle down that road, and they bring packages back. So it's hectic around there right now. Tiny Tim said on February 5th, 2008, we had a E4 track across Arkansas for 122 miles. 3rd longest on ground in history. Went about 3 miles from me. Man, that's crazy. 122 miles. Yeah, I forget how far it was that the Joplin tornado tracked. went all the way across. It started on one side of Joplin, went all the way across to the other side, and then some. Crazy Ed said, if I had your sawmill, I have 2 big old trees out here that are down that I would love to cut up and make my tiny home with. You're not going to build a tiny home with 2 trees. I've actually got a guy ordered some post and beams from me. The problem is everything he wants is like 12 foot and 18 foot, like big beams, and it'll make about $1,200 total, like gross. And so I'm really wanting to do this job for him, but that means I got to go in the backyard here and cut some trees down, or I've got to get a load of logs brought in, which is going to be pretty expensive. Probably about $600 to get a load of logs brought in. Said one last night went from Arkansas clear to Kentucky about 200 miles by itself, plus there was 29 other twisters too. So there was 30 last night that hit. Holy smokes. E5 will destroy anything above ground almost. Yes. The E5 that hit in Joplin, the big hospital that it took out, it actually moved that entire hospital. It's a huge concrete structure. It moved that hospital like 6 or 8 inches. And like if you knew what that building looked like beforehand, you would see that and just be like, there's no way a tornado could move that building. It was so massive, but it did. It moved it. What about Mel and Gary? How are they? I haven't heard from them. Crazy Ed said, well, the way I'm going to build my tiny home, it's going to take a lot to take it down. Yeah, a tornado would take down anything, though. It was east of CLC, kind of Little Rock area where it started. Oh, okay, so that'd be east of Country Road Cure and Simple Life for Crime. Tiny Tim said, at what a ship do they will have to confirm it was one and stayed on the ground, like the one here. They said longer distance, but yeah. They'll probably go up in a helicopter and actually take a visual of it, all that stuff, to confirm that it never actually lifted off the ground, that it stayed on the ground. Lila said, thank you so much for their update. Grumpy Grandpa said, Lila told CRC in their live to really be weather aware. They are in Arkansas, get good weather apps and weather NOAA radio for sure. Yeah, I was getting notifications on my phone in the live last night that I was trying to do, saying that there was tornado warnings, all this and that, and I was like looking around going, it's not that bad here, what the heck? So I looked up the my weather bug app, looked at the radar, and it had pretty much all passed me by then. So it probably would have took me out because I didn't get any notifications about it till after it was past me. I've seen tornadoes in Missouri and mountains devastate the valley, so they are not immune from tornadoes. Yeah, that's the sad thing is, like, I know I've heard them say that they just don't get tornadoes there, and I'm like, down around Anderson, Missouri, it's very hilly, just to the south of me, and they get hit with tornadoes all the time. Not real big ones, just some small ones come through and tear stuff up. Crazy Ed said, I don't think your sawmill could cut these 2 trees up. Maybe not. Most of your trees aren't too big that are out there. Most of the big trees you have are hollow in the middle, from what I could see. There are a few good ones out there. There's 2 of them I seen on the ground out there, and then you've got all the ones that's on neighboring properties out there. The biggest problem I see is actually getting the log from wherever it's laying onto the mill. There's just so many stumps out there that my pickup and my log arch trailer couldn't possibly even get to the logs. And you would spend days or weeks out there just taking the stumps out just to make a trail to be able to get back in there. I mean, I did that video where I was walking around your property and looking at stuff, and I was like, man, there's a few of them out there. It'd be great. If you could get an Alaskan chainsaw mill, you could, get some milling done with that. Problem is you're always sharpening those things. All handmade. Connie said, good morning, NV, David, and all in chat. Good morning, all handmade. Yeah, my sawmill, it can mill up to a 30-inch diameter tree. I've had logs that were like 50-something inch wide, or 50-some inch diameter. And then basically I took my chainsaw and I cut them in half, and then trimmed a little bit off the top and got them on the mill and milled them. I'm working on all the stumps because they are starting to aggravate me. I don't know if I'd waste all my time on dealing with the stumps unless they're really, really in your way. I was watching your video the other day, Crazy Ed, where you were like showing that flat spot, and I think you were using the rear facing camera because everything looked kind of backwards in the video. But I think that's the same spot that's up there kind of next to the lot next to you. And I never went back to check and make sure that that was actually on your property, but I mean, it was real close. All handmade said, morning, Crazy Ed. All right, time for water instead of coffee. So what do you guys think about doing a giveaway? Since y'all are popping in here, I was going to do a giveaway last night, but my live didn't go live. We got 31 people in here, 35 thumbs up. A lot of y'all are still in here, but so I want to do a giveaway. I guess we're going to do the pick the number between 1 and whatever. Let's see. Tracy Jordan said, love giveaways. Yeah. I didn't want to put it on here where people would just pop in because I was doing a giveaway. I wanted to do a giveaway for you guys who always show up to my lives, and you don't come in here. Lila says, cup me. I don't have a cup, but I do have these right here, these cutting boards. I've got a bunch of these that I'm going to be doing giveaways on, probably from now till Christmas. As I have money to be able to ship them out. That's the only thing, is it cost me to ship them out. I've got a whole tote full of these from the last YouTube meetup, and I CNC carved them right here. These are basically a cheese cutting board or serving board. It's red cedar, so it's not going to hold up to cutting. You'll end up with marks in it, but it's like a serving board, so you can say, cut up your salami and ham and stuff like that. You can treat it with butcher block oil just every so often as it starts drying out or something. You put butcher block oil on it and use it as like a decorative serving board for your table. I know a lot of people would like to have that for their kitchen table, just to have a nice little setup there. So, all right, let's see here. Sustainable Pathroom says it nice. That was cutting boards, a nice charcuterie board. Yeah, it's kind of a charcuterie board of sorts. Red cedar. I've got that one, and let's see, I've got a couple other ones here. They're a little different size. This one, you can see I put my coffee cup on it, and it's already got a ring on there, so I probably won't be giving that one away. All right, so Crazy Ed said, did I win that GoPro? No, you didn't. Let's see here. I got it wrote down here somewhere. All right, it was Myers kids that won the GoPro, and Sandy Wilkerson won whatever else it was I gave away that night. I can't even remember now. What did I ship out? Man, my mind, I can't remember everything. Tracy Jordan said that one is worth more. Oh, the one that's got the coffee cup ring on it. Yeah, Myers Kids won the GoPro, and luckily I was able to get a hold of them. Some of you guys don't know how to put or go into YouTube Studio and actually make your if you're commenting, you have a channel. You may not have videos up, but Myers Kids, lucky for them, they actually had a video out there, so I could actually confirm that it was them through email and everything. So you guys need to have your email in your About tab so I can make sure that I'm sending this to the right person. Never Too Late Homestead, so that would make a nice breadboard. Yeah, you could use it for that. All right, let's see. Let me make sure I'm in live chat instead of top chat. All right. Let's see. All right. Where's my pen at? I need to write it down. I'm going to write down a number because I still don't know how to do the other, like the random comment picker. Hang on just a second. My pen was behind the laptop here. Tracy Jordan said, is Facebook good enough? Are you on my Facebook? My personal Facebook page, Tracy? I've got so many people that follow me on Facebook now, it's insane. I don't remember who all's on there. Tracy said, I think so. Okay, let me think of a number. All right, so you guys need to type in the chat a number between 1 and 50 right now. The first person that gets the number wins. I'm not seeing it yet. Oh, Don Lee got it. Dadgum. And Sousa Home was right behind. Look at that. All right, Don Lee, you're the winner. See? 27. It's probably backwards. Awesome. So let me write that down. Don Lee. All right, so hopefully, Don Lee, hopefully you have your email in your About tab. And hopefully I can find you on YouTube. That's another problem I was having, was finding people on, like Myers Kids and Sandy Wilkerson both. I tried to find their channel. You do a search for it, and I sit there and scrolled all night long, couldn't find it. Luckily, they got a hold of me. You can send me an email, but I have to confirm that we're talking with the right people, right? Crazy as crap. And I know some of y'all actually bought some of these from me at the meetup, so there's quite a few of these out there. Lila said, oh, we can guess more than once. Yeah, you can guess more than once. Otherwise, you may not ever have a winner. Between 1 and 50 is a lot. All handmade. Connie said, congrats. Congrats, Don Lee. Yeah, so we got Don Lee as a winner. I think we're going to do 3 of these, guys. 3 giveaways. I should be able to afford shipping out 3 of these. It probably cost, I don't know, between $5 and $10 each to ship out. So let's see. Tiny Tim, he's already guessing a number. Let's see. Let me think of a number. All right. You guys ready? Go. A number between 1 and 50. At 23, 34. Lila Newton, 18. Look at that. Lila Newton, you got it pretty quick right there. Number 18. That was quick. Crazy head. 42. Way to go, Lila. Awesome. All hand aids. Shoot. Dadgummit. Well, I will be randomly doing these giveaways. Tracy Jordan's like, 18. A little bit late there, Tracy. Lila's already got it. Crazy Ed said 42 again. Isn't that what you guessed just a second ago, Crazy Ed? Yeah, you said 42 twice. He's thinking that I'm going to put my age on there or something, but I'm 43. Look at that, 28 people in here, 41 thumbs up. That's pretty awesome. Tracy Jordan said my first attempt didn't go through. All right, one more giveaway. And so the first one is this one right here. It's a little bigger. The knees right here. It's not much different in size. See? So I probably won't be sending that one out. I'll have to sand it and get that out of it. But yeah, we got this one here and then the other two smaller ones. And I've got quite a few more of these to give away randomly throughout my upcoming lives and stuff. I don't want to post on there that I'm doing a giveaway or whatever, because that brings in a ton of people who don't always watch my videos, who don't always show up to my lives. And this right here is to help reward you guys who are always coming in here to my lives. So that's how we'll be doing it. Thanks, Schooly Boy. All right, let me guess another. Think of another number here. We'll do between 1 and 100. Man. All right. All right, I got the number. Guys, pick a number between 1 and 100. And if you've already won, you're not going to get 2 of them shipped to you. You can only win once today. 79, 54, 78, 73, 64, 48, 99, 45, 37, 65, 34, 33, 58, 72, 68, 58. I picked a harder number this time, I guess. 87, 51, 26, 69, 99, 67. Internet is doing so weird. 99, 65, 73, 99, 73, 31, 94, 11. So it's moving pretty quick. Grumpy Grandpa's 34, 12, 55. Keep going, guys. 100, 92, 52, 99, 74, 72, 67. Some of you guys are getting close. Really close. 82, 84. Boy, look at it going. 80, 81, 85, 67, 1,000 or 1 million. 86, 61, 63. Come on. Come on, guys. Guess it. 72, 76, 89, 76. Man, look at it go. 84, 65, 71, 67, 14, 81, 60, 77, 70, 79. Man, no one's getting it. Come on. 69. Close up only counts. I couldn't read that. 89. So wow. Look at the chat going. 97. 86, 91, 71. Shoot, dang. No one's got it yet as far as I can see. Crazy Ed said 1. Nope. 99, 93, 72. Come on, somebody's got to get it. I guess it is a little harder doing the between 1 and 100. 54. Shoot, dang. This one's going pretty long here. Come on. 69, 51, 84, 91, 55, 93, 56, 100, 99, 60, 87, 9, 70. 80, 64, 87, 80, 68. Man, no one's got it. Dadgum. 91, 38, 62, 56, 39, 93, 92. The internet's going crazy. 96, 82. I'm just waiting for someone. 98. There we go. Never Too Late Homestead. I believe. Hang on. Yep. Never Too Late Homestead, number 98. Right there. Congratulations, Miss Mary. That's awesome. Miss Mary's been in a lot of my lives. So we got Dawn Lee that shows up to pretty much every live I do, comments on a lot of my videos. Ms. Lila Newton, who's always in here, and Never Too Late Homestead that always shows up too. So that's awesome. You guys get a little something from me here that I made for showing up to my lives and stuff without me having to post that I'm doing a giveaway. So that's super awesome. Holy smokes, look at this. That's a lot of comments. All right. Congratulations, Miss Mary. You get one of my little charcuterie or cheese boards. And I got the idea from Wrangler Star. Years ago, he made a video where he made a, what do they call that? Oh man, I can't even remember what he called it now. It's a Danish butter knife. And so I made a couple of Danish butter knives, and he had made a little, serving board like this that has a little thumb hole in it. And I thought, man, that's really cool. And I was always trying to think of like some kind of product I can make, I came up with the coasters, something that's small and easy to ship, doesn't cost a ton of money. Unfortunately, it costs like $5 and something to ship one coaster or 20 coasters. So it cost me quite a bit on shipping. So it's hard for me to ship out just one. And people are just like, man, that's kind of expensive, $20 for one coaster. But I could send out, say 20 coasters in a box, and it's going to cost, pretty much the same thing. Sousa Homestead, that was fun. Yeah, that was fun. I can't believe it went that long. Like everyone was picking number 99. I'm like, dadgum, you're so close. It was 98. One of my best years. And the reason I picked that number was because my semi truck was a 1998 Peterbilt 379. And that was just a good year. Like if you bought a vehicle that was built in 98, it just seemed like the economy and everything was doing pretty good back then. Vehicles were made good. They weren't, manufacturers weren't cheaping out on stuff back then. And so 99 just, for me, seemed like a really good year. Lila Newton said, sorry, Mark. Grumpy Grandpa. I go home with my tail between my legs. Dadgummit. Better luck next time, Mark. Yeah. Mark and Debbie, they got a really nice, like timber frame style bench from me. And you guys, you paid me so much for that. I mean, and I wasn't expecting to get anything from that. But you know what? That, to me, I didn't have a motel room to stay in that night at the meetup. And basically you guys paid for my motel room that night. So that, it was like, it was ordained by God, like God made that happen, I was so stoked that things worked out the way they did. And that's kind of how I go through life, just like just knowing that things are just going to work out. Uh, I tell you what, like right now, with the stuff on the mortgage and everything just being up in the air, it's very nerve wracking. And every day I just have to remind myself that everything's going to work out no matter what. It's going to work out. And if I just trust in God and follow Him and know that where He's leading me right now is the best for me, it's really hard to do. It's super hard to do. But I just have to trust that this is, what I need to be doing. And that's why I have a school bus right now, because I feel that's the direction that I'm being led in. Where it's leading me, I have no idea. And I just have to trust in God. So hope you guys understand that. I know a lot of people have said, man, I would have done this or I would have done that. And I completely understand where y'all are coming from that have commented that to me. What you would have done with the money or whatnot. But I feel like this is just the direction I'm being pulled in, and I hope you all understand that. Grandpa said, do you always give more than you receive? Yeah, I do. Lila Newton said, I'd love to have a bench like you made for the meetup. You had blue in it, and it was so beautiful. Yeah, that was a beautiful bench that I made. Linda, for ya, I don't even. Yeah, she said amen and amen, Dave. Yep, definitely. That so many years of my life I spent trying to steer the direction I was going, and I just struggled and fight. I mean, I'm still struggling, and like right now I've got a bus, but I don't have any money to build, which brings me to another point I need to talk about, or not point, but something I wanted to show y'all. I got a super good deal on something for the bus, and I'm a little bit excited about it. Some people are probably going to be like, whatever. But never too late, Homestead. I will send you my information. All right, cool. Miss Mary, you're on my Facebook, right? Like, I think you've messaged me on Facebook before. J-Dub. What's up, J-Dub? I don't know who you are, J-Dub, but you always comment. And thank you very much for commenting. And thank you for being here in the live. So, something else. And if you guys follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you probably know what I'm talking about here. But look at that. I got a sink. There's my kitchen sink right there. We were pretty lucky to find that thing. So I got that to kind of help me a little bit with figuring out how big my my cabinets and everything need to be. Never too late said I don't have Facebook right now. Dawn Lee. What did you do, Dawn Lee? What? Hang on. I don't. Hopefully, I'll be right back if this messes things up. But let me look at this. I think I'm back. Still Team Toyota. Don Lee. I seen that. You sent me some money. I don't know how to accept it just yet. I do have PayPal. I don't know if you sent that through PayPal, but thank you so much, Don Lee, for that. That will help out a ton with the shipping. Thank you so much. Lila Newton said, "Yeah, buddy, pretty sweet scene." Yeah. So I told my wife, I was watching a bus life story, and I watched a few other channels and stuff, and somebody, I think it was a bus life story, did a video like kind of showing someone else's schoolie. I think it was. I don't know for sure, but they said that they got their sink from Habitat for Humanity. My camera's, there we go. So it wasn't setting all the way down. So I thought, hey, that's a great idea. I can go to Habitat for Humanity. I've not been there ever. And the closest one we have is up in Joplin. I might do a video on that. I did record some of that. But yeah, it's kind of hard for me to be in a business or something and record. So I've got some shots and stuff of that I might show on a video. I'm working on a video showing some of the work I've done in here, like taking the air conditioning. There was one right there, and there was one just over my head here. I kept hitting my head on those things, and I got those took down. I'm trying to put together a video for that. But anyways, I went to Habitat for Humanity, and I got that sink for $25, and I said, oh my gosh, that is a godsend, because, you know, just imagine like how much that would probably cost. I don't know what sinks cost if you go to Lowe's, but it's far out of my budget. I had a guy stop by here and buy something from me that was sitting here in my yard that was just, it needed to go. And that actually helped pay for that. And so things with the business, as far as the sawmilling and everything, I've got someone who is interested in beams and stuff like that. And he's really interested in it. The only problem is it's going to be tough for me to get those logs. I mean, unfortunately, most of the logs I have here are not quite long enough. They're like 10-foot long instead of 12-foot long. So I got to go cut some more trees down, or I have to order a load of logs. And if I order a load of logs, I don't even know if that guy will bring me 12-footers. So this next week, I might just be out here sawmilling. So you guys might get some sawmilling videos. And yeah, that job will pay about $1,200, which will actually help me big time with being able to make my next house payment. But I've been instructed by the lender not to make any payments just yet. And it's going to take up to 45 days for me to hear back from him on how that's going to go. Tracy Jordan said that would be a good jig. Or you mean gig? J-Dub said, I heard there was a severe storm in Kentucky overnight. Killed over 70 people. Anyone from Kentucky here? Sad to hear that. Yeah, that's very sad to hear that. I had no idea it was 70 people. And that's a lot. That's getting up there towards those numbers like what the Joplin tornado was. Drop your PayPal link in description. I think I want to say it's at davidmehood@gmail.com. It's my, man, you can go to any one of my regular videos or go to my About tab, and my PayPal link is in there. I can't remember what my PayPal link is, but it is in my About tab. So if you click on my channel, there's, the tabs up there. You can kind of scroll across, and there's one that says About, shipping address, all that kind of stuff is in there if you guys, need to get a hold of me. But yeah, my PayPal link is in there, and that, honestly, PayPal is way better. They take out less than what YouTube does. If you do super chats on here, PayPal takes a huge portion of that. And I don't get that until like the 22nd or something. Tracy Twin, gig, yes. That's what she meant. She meant gig. I wish they had smell-o-vision for when you're milling up all that wood. Yeah, and this cedar right here, since the meetup, the cedar had shrink wrap around it, which I'll put shrink wrap back around it before I ship it out. But yeah, there was shrink wrap around it. It still smells like the day I milled it. It smells great. And that's why I didn't put any butcher block oil on it, because I don't want to like seal in that smell. I want, whoever gets it, you might hang this on the wall or whatever. You might keep it just like it is and maybe never use it. I don't know. But if you put like butcher block oil on it, that's going to actually seal in the smell. You're not going to smell that cedar so much when you seal it up. But if you're going to use it for food, I would advise putting butcher block oil on it and letting that set up before you put stuff on it, because like food and stuff can get embedded in the wood. Benzover-Acres said now they're reporting looting in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Yeah. That happened in Joplin also. And yeah, I went up there and I dug my wife out of the place she was in. Took a little bit to get blocks and stuff removed and get her out of there. And it's hard for me to talk about because of the things I seen that day. But we got her out of there, and she worked at a convenience store. There was like bottles of pop still standing, and a cinder block wall that laid over in the parking lot. Our minivan got demolished. Luckily, for some reason, it was still upright. It didn't get flipped over. And just across the street, there was a 1-ton truck with a big, looked like a race car trailer on behind it, was flipped over in the McDonald's parking lot. Telephone pole snapped off and everything. Before I could drive the minivan home, I mean, all the windows were blown out except for the windshield. The windshield was completely smashed. If you guys go on my Facebook page and look back at my photos, like way back, there's pictures of the minivan and some of the destruction and everything. And there was people like would come up, they would flip their hood up and they come up there and steal stuff from the store. And honestly, I didn't give a crap. I was like, hey, you don't need to flip your hood up. If you need something, just take it. It's all going to be covered by insurance. There was a lot of people in need, and there was a nursing home just down the street, elderly people who needed food and stuff. We had some people stop by that's like, hey, do you have candy bars or anything like that that we can give to the elderly? And I said, hey, if there's a need, you can take it. The owner of the store had already said, it's a complete loss. When we first talked to the owners of the store, they're like, hey, just make sure the doors are locked. And we're like, what doors? You don't understand. There are no doors left on this building. The wall is gone. Half the roof is gone. We're like, we can't lock anything up. We did the safe drop, all the money in the register, put it in the safe. The next day, the safe wasn't gone. It was broken into. Someone had stole everything out of there. There was people who took trash bags of cigarettes, packs of cigarettes, and the only reason we know it was trash bags is because they broke into the storeroom. They got trash bags out of the store. They loaded up trash bags full of Skull cigarettes and stuff, and they drug it down the street. And there was a trail of packs of cigarettes where it ripped a hole in the bottom of the trash bag, and it left a trail going all the way down the road where they were stealing stuff like that, which was pointless. I mean, that's not a necessity to sustain life or whatever, but yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, when a tornado or something like that hits, natural disaster, you will see the best and the worst in people. There was a lot of good that I seen afterwards in the aftermath, people helping out. I went with my chainsaw and my pickup every day for weeks, helping people cut stuff up out there. I seen the worst and the best in people. Don Lee said, I can't wait to sniff mine. Lila says, me too, Don. That's awesome. And we're going to be doing these giveaways as often as I possibly can afford to. Nana's Crazy Life. Donna J. Griggs said, David, sign your butcher block. You're going to be famous one day. I don't know about that, but yeah, I probably will sign them. Let's see, Dawn Lee, do you want me to sign yours? And Lila, do you want me to sign yours? And Never Too Late Homestead, Miss Mary, do you want me to sign yours? Tell me if you want me to sign it, and I'll sign it. I could sign it on the front or the back. And just tell me, sign it on the front, or tell me to sign it on the back, or no, don't sign it. I mean, on the front, it has my CNC carved logo here. I didn't paint these because I didn't want any paint or anything involved in it. Crazy Ed said, all right, I got to get to work clearing out some of my property to start building. Awesome. Yeah, get to work, Ed. Tracy Jordan said, that is cool, Dave. You are very generous. There was a lot of people who came from really, really far around just all over the place that came out to help after that tornado. And trust me, if I could afford to travel right now, like if my bus was finished and I could afford to travel and take my saw and cut up trees and clean up people's yards and stuff right now, I would do that. But I just simply couldn't afford to possibly even think about doing that right now. Lila Newton says, yes, please sign on back. Never Too Late Homestead said yes. Okay, Miss Mary, the front or the back? It's kind of cold out here. Turn my heater on here. Oh, it might help if I close this window too. Hang on just a second. Bar. Man, 26 people in here. Let's see. All right, so Lila said, yes, please sign on back. Let's see. So Dawn Lee and Miss Mary, let me know if you want it signed, and if you do, on the front or the back. Never Too Late. Miss Mary said, wherever you want. All right. We'll just do the front then, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, I've had so many people like say, hey, what, you need to sign your work and stuff, like I'm an artist or something, and I guess I don't really see it. Don Lee said, signature please. Front or back, Don Lee? Let's see, Lila said on the back. Miss Mary said, you know, whichever. Don Lee said back. All right. Miss Mary, do you want your sign on the back too, like everyone else? That might be better if I just put it on the back that way, because I'm going to use a Sharpie. Yeah, Miss Mary, I'll do it all, sign them all on the back. How's that? That way we don't have to worry about, you know, like food issues, right? So I'll just sign them on the back. Sounds good to me. Man, all right, so I'm gonna have to get my butt to work here. We've been on 1 hour and 32 minutes. Do you guys have any questions for me about the bus build, sawmilling, whatever? Throw those in there if you want to ask a question about something. Yeah, Grumpy Grandpa said, I've been to so many tornadoes. Yeah, I imagine like every time a big one hit, they probably had you go out and do coverage on it. And we had a lot of people in Joplin. There was so many camera crews and stuff. And that's another thing I was talking about. Like, I've seen the best and the worst in people. There was news crews showing up, and this might be a little graphic language wise for some of y'all, but I seen stuff like a news crew sitting there with a camera videoing stuff, and I want to give them the benefit of the doubt that they didn't even realize, but you know, like there's a body laying right there 10 feet from them, and they're videoing and covering it. And I look over and I see this, and I was just like, I was shaking my head like, yeah, I've seen so much stuff. Tracy Jordan, are you going to have plans or wing it? What do you mean? No questions. Have a productive day. Clinton, Arkansas was bad, and it was in the mountains of Arkansas, so I hope CRC really don't think they can't have them. People really need to make sure they know that in their lives. Yeah. And weather's been changing patterns quite a bit. So, I mean, I know that people are like, oh, I would never live in an area where tornadoes hit. And honestly, tornadoes hit everywhere in America. There's not a place in America where you're safe from getting hit by tornadoes. I mean, where I live, we get a lot in this area, but no matter where you live, you're not safe from a tornado. I mean, I've seen tornadoes all the way up in Minnesota, South Dakota, all the way down in Texas, and you know, everywhere from say probably New Mexico, Arizona, all the way probably all the way across to the Northeast. So, I mean, there's areas where you have a higher risk of getting hit by a tornado, and you know, there's areas where you're way less likely. But in the last, I don't know, 10 years, 15 years, we've seen tornadoes really kind of just everywhere. And I think it ain't nothing special. Like weather, just it's on a cycle. It's always changing, and it's because it's mostly controlled by the sun. So, yeah. Had Lila Newton have a good day. Let's see, Heather Hopper. I live in Canada, and I'm in the upper end of Tornado Alley. Yeah, I mean, yeah, even all the way up in Canada, it's possible to get tornadoes. So, down here, it seems like the I-44 corridor is Tornado Alley. That is like the biggest, all the way from down kind of around Oklahoma City, all the way through like Moore, Oklahoma, all the way up through Joplin, all that. That's the main corridor, I-44. If you follow Interstate 44 all the way up through there, that's the main corridor where all of this stuff seems to happen for the most part, but it happens everywhere. Yep. Linda Foria Shua says, everyone here be blessed and safe. Yeah. Grumpy Grandpa said, yeah, I-44 is a magnet. Yep. If you live close to I-44, you probably would, it'd be a good idea to have a storm shelter. And even way down in Arkansas, like where Simple Life Reclaim and Country Road Cure is, it's just a matter of time before a major tornado comes through there. And it's not common for a tornado to come through there, but at the same time, straight line winds, they hit anywhere and everywhere, especially in mountains. And so I'd say the main thing they got to worry about is like, 100 and something mile an hour straight line winds that's going to push trees over, and the trees landing on stuff, especially those pine trees that I've got. Grumpy Grandpa said, yeah, there was a big one in that town with the slag piles. Can't remember the name of it or the name of the town. Tiny Tim said, Grumpy Grandpa showed that was the E4, 122 miles on ground, and it followed the terrain. The boat plant was in that valley. Yeah, I know it wasn't too long ago we had a pretty bad one that went through, shoot, my mind just went blank. Over here by the lake, not too far from me, where that boat is. Dadgummit. Brain fart. Where Silver Dollar City is. I can't think of the name of the town right offhand. But yeah, there was a tornado went through there. I know it was on the ground for a good ways, and that's all hills over there. Man, I can't believe it. Still got 30 people in here. That is amazing. Well, I'm going to have to get my day started, and hopefully I'll see you guys on my Monday morning live. I'm going to try and do my Friday afternoons. Hopefully we still have people show up in there. I just messed up on last night's. So yeah, I was very discouraged when nobody showed up. I was like, man, this is crazy. Nobody showed up, and it was because computer issues or setting issues. Have a great day. Blessings. All right, guys. We'll see you Monday morning at 10 a.m. That's when I plan on going live. Hopefully I remember. So yeah, we'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Let's see. Judy Plaster said, what time is your Monday live? 10 a.m. Central Time. Don Lee said, bye, y'all. All right, guys. See you Monday morning, 10 a.m. Central Time. I have to go. Got to work on my property. Yep. Ultimate Acres. We'll see you later. Thanks for being here. Bye, guys.